So as we are talking about work, let us look at the example of Jeremiah. I love this Jeremiah in the Bible. So Jeremiah, the Bible says, the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah and said, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you came forth, I consecrated you, and I appointed you a prophet unto the nations of the world. Then Jeremiah responded, Lord, as I am still a child. He said, do not say you are a child to me. I will send you, go to whomever I send you, and you do whatever I send you to do. And do not be afraid of their faces, because I'll be with you and I've put my words in you. If you have not read, go and read Jeremiah chapter 1 and find out what this case that we are looking at is all about. But that's, in a nutshell, that's what the story is all about. So Jeremiah was a young boy, and the Lord comes to him, God comes to him and calls him, and he tells him, before you were formed in your womb, I knew about you. Before you came forth, I ordained you to be a prophet. That's an amazing thing. So for Jeremiah, before he was ordained to be a prophet before he was born. He was ordained to be a prophet before he was born. He didn't become a prophet because he answered the call. He became a prophet because he answered the call, but he was ordained to be a prophet. The capacity to be a prophet, the potential was to become a prophet, because that's what his life was about. That's what God had ordained for him and planned for him. So one thing I want to pick on this one is that each and every person there is something that the Creator has planned for you. There is a purpose for your creation. There is a reason why he created you. He didn't just create you for nothing. There is a reason why you are created. There is a reason why you are here. So there is something to which God has ordained you. There is something, and that is your discovery, and that you were ordained before you were born, not after you were born. Before you were even conceived in your mother's womb, the Creator planned for your life, and before you came forth, he ordained you to become that. So for Jeremiah, he was ordained to be a prophet. Maybe you are ordained to be a business person, a politician, a doctor, whichever. I don't know what God has ordained you for, but there is something you are ordained. You are not a mistake. You are not an accident. It doesn't matter the circumstance of your birth. The fact that you are here means you are here for a purpose. So don't let anyone look down on you or tell you you are a mistake. You are here for a purpose. You are a divine initiative unfolding on the earth. So when he was born, he already had the potential to be a prophet, even when he was just a child. And when the time came to unleash the potential, God called him. There comes a time in a person's life when they have to respond to the call of God. And the call of God is not just the voice of God just speaking to you and mentioning your name. The call of God, sometimes the way it comes, it's when you see a situation that causes you to respond and do something about it. That's God calling you. When you see a need, when you see people struggling and you are caused to do something about it, that is the call of God. Even what I'm doing right now, making this course, it's a call of God, because I see the need for people to develop themselves, to have the ultimate plan, the ultimate personal development. And I am responding to the call by providing a service and a product that will help people develop themselves. So that's how the call of God comes. It's not just a voice speaking to you, but there will be a need that will cause you to respond and do something about it. You see a problem that you not want to sit down, but you respond by doing something about it, providing a solution to that problem. A lot of people have been responding to the call of God in them. You hear people say, I couldn't just sit. I just felt that I needed to do something about this. So when God called Jeremiah, he called him to respond to the ability which he had placed in him. So there was an ability which was placed in him. So when God is calling him, there is an ability within Jeremiah already, which Jeremiah is not aware of. That's what we call potential. So he's calling him to respond with the ability within him. No wonder when Jeremiah said, I am still a child, God said to him, do not say to me you are a child, because God knew the ability he had placed in him. So sometimes we respond, I am afraid. God is saying, do not be afraid. Sometimes we respond, I don't know what to do. You know, whenever you see a need to do something about, you may not know how to go about, but you will learn. You can learn. Just step out and respond. You need to respond. So God is calling Jeremiah, and he has confidence that Jeremiah is able to do this. Why? Because God placed the ability within him. He knew what he placed in him. So when Jeremiah said, I am a child, he said, do not say to me, you are a child. You shall go where I'm sending you. So do not say you are a child. The reason why I say do not say to me you are a child, even though you are a child, you see yourself right now, you are a child. The capacity of placed the ability within you. So there is this statement I've heard being said often. They say problems gravitate towards their solutions. So whenever you keep seeing something, it's because the solution, the capacity, the ability is within you to do something about it. And in the journey of solving that problem, you equip yourself, preparing yourself. That's what we call personal development. Personal development. There is an ability within you. So work, which is becoming, will always require effort, energy, and the use of the mind. So work will always require effort, energy, and the use of the mind. So this is not something that happens. Becoming is not something that if we want to really become, it's not something that we leave to chance or we neglect. You know, I remember James Allen in his book As a Man Thinketh, he said, a mind can be likened to a garden, which when left to itself, it will produce weeds and thorns, different kinds of things. But when we cultivate it more like a garden, we intentionally plant what we want, it will produce what we want. Beautiful fruits and things that we'll be able to benefit from. That's how life is. We don't leave our personal development to chance. Let us be intentional about it and become, so that we may become who we want to become. It requires energy, effort. It requires the use of the mind, thinking. One man said that an average person thinks 3 times in a year. Imagine those statistics. An average person thinks 3 times in a year. So what are they doing? Another man said that there are people who think, and there are people who don't think, and there are people who think they think. So sometimes people are just responding and reacting. They're not proactively thinking, proactively doing something. They are just responding, they're just reacting. That's not thinking, you are just reacting. So thinking is very, very important. And also, lastly, on this one, personal development, it's not something that happens in a twinkling of an eye or at the snap of your fingers. It takes time. Becoming takes time. It's a journey. It takes time. So let's go to the next one.